Well, hey again. As promised, here I am. Nothing special. I'm actually speaking to you in a bathrobe that my mother made for me a few Christmases ago. It's 8:08 p.m. I've made a couple of versions of this video, and so my neighbor that lives on the other half of this duplex is probably thrilled to be hearing this opening statement for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, eighth, sixth, seventh, eighth time, something like that. I don't know. But he'll be fine, I'm sure. And I hope it's worth it. So the past video was really talking about nonviolence. And though I acknowledge the place that nonviolent civil disobedience has within faith and within morality, these videos attempt to make the argument that nonviolence has a place even detached from morality and even detached from faith. That it can exist in a purely rational, critical thinking manner. And that's a very powerful idea, I feel. And to be able to articulate this point as clearly as possible, I'll be reading to you this a couple of notes that I've made both today and last night. Like I said, this is all about the message, so even if you want to minimize the screen and just listen to me, then that would be fine. You're not going to miss anything. It's just going to be me rambling in a blue bathrobe. So here we go. In the past, revolutions have sought to control citizens by developing their governments. I believe that this is addressing the issue in the wrong direction. I believe we must control governments by developing its citizens. And the method in which I propose to do this will take up the bulk of this video. And to start out, I want to talk about the tool of coercion. Now that, of course, is fear and intimidation. Fear and intimidation are aroused when the comfort of the familiar is threatened. We oftentimes think that fear is only that which threatens our life. We have our life, and therefore we feel threatened when the life is in danger of being taken away from us. But it doesn't stop at just life. Indeed, there are a lot of other examples in which we can be fearful of seemingly much more mundane or much more superfluous ideas. But so long as we are fearful, an oppressive force, an oppressor, can coerce us. And government, of course, is the ultimate in coercion. That's what they're all about. That's what the legal system is all about. It's to instill fear. So let's talk about fear. If I was to insult you, say that I knew enough about you in order to articulate a very perfect insult to yourself or to your family, anything that would get truly under your skin, you would become insulted because you would believe that I am attacking your person. And yet, I hope to show you now that you may have a misconception of who you really are. And if you realize this, then suddenly that which can insult you, that which makes you angry, more importantly, that which makes you fearful, will be greatly limited. So the question really is, who are we? Well, we are not our bodies. The body operates from the dictation of the brain. We are that which dictates. Let's talk about something a little bit less physical, less obvious than the physical body. Are we our thoughts? No, indeed we're not. Thoughts must be interpreted. Thoughts are the language of the brain, and we are the interpreter. Just like the carpenter is not his tools, we are not our body. And just like the linguistic professor is not his language, we are not our thoughts. We interpret thoughts. We use thoughts. Thoughts are information. We then use our bodies to act on that information. They're two parts of the same whole, but neither of them are us. Neither of them are we. Neither of them are you. Our thoughts create our self-image, but thought is the language of symbols and abstractions, yet we adhere to a firm belief that our own self-image is who we really are. But we are not our thoughts, and so are not this self-image. To believe otherwise is to be superstitious and irrational. And so if we are not our bodies, and if we are not our thoughts, then what the devil are we? We've already ruled out, effectively, two major characteristics of a complete human being. And so we are left with only one thing. We're left with that which operates the body and interprets the mind. We are awareness. You can call it anything you like, but as soon as you realize that you are not your thoughts, nor are you your body, that suddenly that which threatens you changes. If you're on board with me so far, then you've taken the first step. But because I admire a healthy dose of skepticism, I'll continue. If we were to watch a video of an officer using his position of authority in a questionable way, we have the opportunity of imagining ourselves within the scene, and through this passive roleplay, we have the opportunity to observe and analyze our mental reactions. If we feel discontent, we can ask, where does this discontentment come from? If we feel afraid or angry, we can ask, where does this fear or anger come from? From the safety of our own living rooms or our own computer rooms, wherever that we're watching this video again, because we're doing this as a passive role play. More importantly, knowing what we know about ourselves, and most importantly, knowing what we are not, is this discontent, this fear, this anger rooted in the assumption that we are our thoughts, or in the false assumption that we are our bodies? Rationally, we can trace a fear back to its roots and see if it is indeed worth fearing. Knowing this and watching the same video featuring an officer using his position of authority in a questionable way, we may find that our reaction is more collected, shrewd, and rational. And most importantly, with less or no fear. And if we deny an oppressor our fear, we've taken the first step towards the oppressor's defeat. That's the first step. I'm proposing to you an idea that allows you to be compassionate, not through faith, with the need for faith, or with the need of a strong sense of morality, since both faith and morality can be debated. But the only reason that they can be debated is because we assume that individuals can use reason, intellect, logic. I'm saying that we can lead what we call a moral life, what we call now a holy life, through terms of only logic. Only logic. Indeed, I believe that in the future, what we consider to be a holy life today will one day be considered only a logical life. And there's more, but that's for another day. Take care of yourself.